back, everybody. This is the thejonnymar, and I am continuing with Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. So in my last episode, we went through Death Mountain. We did all of our preparations for the third of the palaces that we have to go through, and now we are heading into palace number 3, which is the Island Palace. And so this is another of a pretty straightforward and linear palaces. A few little side quest areas or side paths that we have to go down to get some keys. And then some of these new enemies as well. So we have some blue skeleton knights, we have these annoying little creatures on the ground that we can now kill with our down stab. And then we also have some of our old favorites, and by favorites I mean annoying enemies like our jackal enemies here that steal our experience points if we run into them. So this room can be pretty annoying, this one and another room coming up, because if you try to do the down stab on these enemies, you will actually fall into the ground by breaking those blocks. And that can very easily put you in a situation where you start getting hit over and over by the jackals, and then you are not able to continue. This room we have some falling blocks and these annoying enemies dropping little fireballs on us, so we just want to run them off the screen and continue onward. And then we have another room with these blocks, and we'll have another of the hammer throwing enemies or whatever that they are. We do need to grab this key here. You can sometimes downstab these guys without destroying the little blocks below you, but, oh man, not always. And we probably should get that P bag as well, that experience power bag. But our goals in this particular dungeon obviously are to get to the end, and then we want to get so that we can have a level up to level 7 attack by finishing this dungeon. Now there are 2 red iron knuckles in here, and so we do want to fight them. To access the second one, we are going to have to break the wall here and then bring it out, and then to give ourselves some space to do some jump slashes. Can you go all the way down? Thank you. We're going to lure it out here, and then we'll attack it from above. And you can make a 3-block jump here if you try hard enough, but sometimes it's very finicky. You do have to have a running jump. Alright, well, we're going to have to try it here, so let's kill this red knight. And then we're going to have to run and jump to try to get up here. Well, that worked pretty well. So before heading down that particular elevator, we do want to head all the way to the right here. We have another red knight to kill. Ow. Thanks for stabbing me right in the butt. Because we need to grab another key. This is another dungeon I'm going to be doing in multiple parts. I'm going to do the first half of the dungeon, and then I'm going to leave, heal myself with the red potion, and there is a red potion in that statue to the left there. And these enemies are very annoying. Not so bad here, but there is a room coming up that is a terrible, terrible room. But once I get the special item in this dungeon, I am going to head back out. I'm going to heal myself with the red potion at the entrance of the palace. And then I am also going to save, since I am playing the Switch version. And then I will meet you back down here at the bottom of the elevator we just used in order to continue on through the dungeon. So this room has a couple iron knuckles. We have a red one, and then we have our first, I believe, blue iron knuckle. And they are known for chucking daggers at you. So every time you hit them, they're going to go into a little bit of a ultra mode here, where they start throwing a bunch of them in quick succession, usually about 6 to 7 of them. I like to back off because it gives you more time to sort of react to the daggers that are coming at you. And so as long as you do this, you should be able to block all of them with your shield, and you really shouldn't take a ton of damage. And since we have 6 attack, it only takes about 5 strikes to kill it. So we got a raft, which will allow us to continue onward. Now we're going to head back to the elevator, and then I'm going to save, head out, and recoup my MP and life as well. We're not very low, but I do just want to make sure that I'm fully prepared for the second half of this dungeon, because again, there are a couple of really annoying rooms that we're going to have to deal with. Hopefully we're not going to run into these bot enemies. I do not want to fall in the lava down there, or whatever it is, and die. Alright, So we're gonna head up the... Ow. Yeah, this is the problem with these enemies. If you start to let them collect, they will make a nuisance of themselves quickly. I'll see you back here in a bit. Alright, so we are fully charged up again, and we are going to continue onward to the second half of this dungeon. We gotta watch out for these floating heads that fire balls at us. And then we do have a few more iron knuckles we're going to have to kill as well. And some more jackals too. I would have preferred some experience there instead of a red potion. That also would have made it so I didn't have to go all the way back to the entrance. Oh well. Alright, so now we have one of my least favorite rooms in the entire game of any palace, and they do use it again in future palaces. But we have to deal with these stupid flying enemies, and then we have to get all the way down to the bottom in order to get that key down there. So you can go straight down if you want. And then what I like to do is try to just go all the way to the left and break out of the blocks. I find it's easiest to do it this way, especially if you have the beam for your sword, because then you can attack them from a distance. And I'm not sure if there's a limit to how many of these can be on the screen at once. Now I want to keep this so it makes it easier here to jump back up. And now we just got to make sure we can get all the way to the entrance without getting hit too many times here. It will just keep spawning, but that went much better than I expected. Alright, now alternatively, instead of going into that horrible, horrible room and getting hit over and over, you can actually just use the fairy spell down here and skip that key and use the fairy spell to go through this door. So if you don't want to go through that room, just use the fairy spell and you can skip this whole room. But I want to get the experience. Again, we got to get past that 2200 so that when we put the crystal in at the end, our jewel, we will be able to get attack level 7. Now this room is awful as well. This is an iron knuckle room. There are 2 blue, or actually only 1 blue iron knuckle and then 2 red ones. And we're going to have to deal with them in very close quarters here. Now you can do a quick jump stab, but it's hard to time. You have to push the A button very quickly before, and then immediately after you push it, like a millisecond, a couple seconds, couple frames after you push the A button to jump, you want to then press the B button to attack. And then we got to jump out here. So it might take a little bit here to get a jump there. And then we got to do it again to get up here. Now I like to try to draw this red guy as far to the right as possible. And then I also like to let the blue guy get as far to the left as possible, because he will start chucking daggers at you if given a chance, as you can see. And you'll just keep getting hit in the back, and I'm not getting the jump stab to work. We got it eventually. We're going to skip that, because again, we want to get our level 7 attack with the boss. But that is it. We are now through, and we're going to head to the boss. And this is the first non-unique boss. So whereas we had unique enemies for our first 2 bosses, this one is not necessarily unique. It is unique in a way. It is a blue iron knuckle on top of a hovering horse that is robotic. We just have to jump over it and down stab it a couple of times. I believe its name is Rebenak or something like that. But it likes to sit off of the screen. Once we get it down to below half health here, it will jump off of its horse, and then it'll start attacking us normal. Now the annoying thing about this boss, and we're just going to be ultra aggressive, is one, it'll go off the screen. It's very defensive. It'll back up a lot when you go at it. And it doesn't really have too many pauses. It will just keep chucking those daggers at you over and over again. So the best time to attack it is actually with your invincibility frames. So just keep doing your jump slashes, try to get in as close as possible, and you will kill it quickly. Assuming you have good level power. Level 6 there, I think it took, what, 4 or 5 hits to kill it. Alright, and then we're going to put our crystal in. That'll take us to 7 attack, and that'll finish off our 3rd dungeon in the game. So we are halfway through the palaces where we have to put these crystals in. So then our goal between now and the next palace is to actually get our magic and life up to level 6. So now we need to head back. And we're going to use our brand new raft in order to get across to the eastern side of our little world here. So it'll create a brand new area that we can access, unlike so far in the game. So we got to head back through this tunnel, deal with some more of these enemies that we've dealt with before. Again, I am going to save because I don't want to have to do the Island Palace again. It's an annoying place. And then we are going to head back to Mido, probably just to heal, and then we'll head across to the east to take on the next area of this game for the second half. So let's drop from above here and kill some more of these ground enemies. And probably just stab them from below. Like I said, I'm going to save, and then we'll head back up. So I will see y'all in a little bit. Alright, so let's head back to the north here. We're going to make a stop at King's Rock, or the King's Tomb, I mean. So that'll take out our enemies so we don't have to face them as they walk parallel to us. Sadly, I got into a fight with one. It's not too bad. We're right by Mido. I'm going to head in and I'm going to heal. And then we're going to head across to the east to take on the next part of the game. So I'm going to actually call it very soon here. We're going to get to the next town, and then in my next episode I'm going to show off all of the preparation before we head to Palace number 4. So as always, viewers, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll see y'all next time where we start the preparation for the 4th palace, and we get some new powers as well as we head into the town of... Welcome to Nabooru. So long. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please press like and leave a comment below. Please also subscribe to my channel and press the notification bell. See you next time.